The comic begins on Chitauri Prime, home planet of the Chitaurian people, a terrifying alien race known for destruction and war. But to Thanos, they were nothing more than a minor inconvenience in his path, and he was easily able to get them to worship him after squashing their king's head like a bug. After that, Thanos sat on his new throne where a Chitaurian warrior asked him if he could tell his god to stop killing their people. And Thanos responded, "My what?" Because he had no idea what he was talking about. So the Chitaurian explained to him that there was a phoenix-like being burning through their defenses faster than they could track. And that's when a massive flame in the sky came flying in after destroying several Chitaurian warships, causing showers of blood to pour in from the sky directly onto Thanos. And as the being flew in, Thanos started grinning because he looked forward to facing a new challenger. It was none other than the Cosmic Ghost Rider, raining bullets and destroying loads and loads of Chitaurian forces. Upon his arrival to Thanos' throne, Cosmic Ghost Rider introduced himself, politely asking Thanos to come with him. But he wasn't met with any mercy. Thanos instantly walked down the stairs of his throne and sent him flying with nothing but one single blast. So Cosmic Ghost Rider wrapped Thanos up in his hellfire chains that were made of the bones of Sidorak, who was a vastly powerful cosmic being. Ghost Rider then told Thanos that he better not try anything like shooting lasers out of his eyes, because if he does, he'll pause time with his broken time stone and wrap Thanos up in even more chains. After that, he charged the time stone with his power cosmic and blasted into the future with Thanos being dragged around in the back. When they arrived at their destination, Thanos was furious, stating that he'd kill anyone that opposed him because he is Thanos. And then suddenly a mysterious yet familiar voice from the shadows agreed with him, saying that he most certainly is Thanos. But surprisingly, there's nobody there to oppose him, which is exactly when Thanos realized that he was talking to none other than a future version of himself. Sitting upon a throne inside the skull of Galactus, his much older counterpart, aka King Thanos, then told him that he has already won. And that's when the issue comes to an end, after Thanos met an older version of himself that conquered everything. The narrator gave us a brief history lesson on Thanos' life, showing us how he rise from nothing more than a mere child to a king who defeated everyone. We see him kill Namor, Black Bolt, the X-Men, Captain America, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and even see him stand over a pile of bodies against the Celestials, including the body of Galactus. And after that, the issue cuts to the present as Thanos attacks his older self in their temple. And because young Thanos wasn't convinced that King Thanos was him yet, he attempted to crush him with his foot, but he was stopped in his tracks by Cosmic Ghost Rider, tempting Thanos to kill him instead. But then Cosmic Ghost Rider explained that Thanos couldn't actually kill him because he's a Ghost Rider, meaning technically he was already dead. So Thanos picked him up by his flaming head, telling him that he'd like to test that theory. But before he could do so, King Thanos begged him to stop because he needed his help. Thanos was completely shocked by this because he's never been one to beg. It convinced him even more so that King Thanos couldn't be him, so he absolutely obliterated him, hitting him with a blast so powerful that it sent King Thanos flying out of his temple. And after that, he repeatedly battered him while he was on the ground, telling him that because he begs, he isn't a king, let alone a Thanos. But eventually King Thanos hit his limit, finally retaliating by blasting his younger self with the power cosmic, which not only sent him across the map, but burned the air in his lungs. He then walked over to his younger self, calling him by his real name and telling him that he talks too much. And the display of power that he showcased and the fact that he knew their true name finally convinced young Thanos that King Thanos was indeed an older version of himself. Young Thanos then asked King Thanos what he needed his help with, and King Thanos said that he lost someone that he needs to bring back. And after young Thanos asked who, King Thanos responded with, "Who do you think?" revealing an absolutely gigantic statue of Lady Death. Then the comic cut to the next morning where Thanos was making the Cosmic Ghost Rider do the pendant stare on him, expressing how beautiful it was. And King Thanos actually liked it so much that he would have it done every morning because it gave him flashbacks of all the terrible things he did, which he considered to be his fondest memories. King Thanos and young Thanos then met at the breakfast table where King Thanos explained that there was one being who thus far has been able to avoid him, and until it's dead, Lady Death couldn't be his. He then revealed that this being went by the Fallen One. And upon hearing this, Thanos grew frustrated, believing King Thanos brought him all this way just to fight some forgotten herald. So they began to argue for a bit. But then King Thanos stated that the Fallen One was on his way, so they needed to start preparing. After that, the Cosmic Ghost Rider stepped in, asking Thanos if he'd like to come with him to feed their dog. and surprisingly Thanos accepted the invitation, and after walking down a huge set of stairs, they made it to the bottom where it's revealed that Hulk is the pet that Ghost Rider was talking about. While he fed him, Ghost Rider said that they literally fed Steve Rogers to him a while back, but the Hulk was so miserable that he kept implying that he wanted them to take his life. However, after feeding him, Thanos got sorta curious, asking the Cosmic Ghost Rider if he knew him, and that's when we find out that the entire time, Cosmic Ghost Rider was actually Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. He just didn't act like his old self, because after spending a bunch of time in hell, being Galactus' herald for a few hundred years, and spending millions of years with Thanos, he was driven to insanity. But after finding out the Ghost Rider's real name, Thanos expressed that it didn't ring a bell, and went back upstairs to look for King Thanos. He eventually found him in Lady Death's temple, and got into an argument with him once again because he was tired of waiting. So King Thanos drew the Twilight Sword on him, growing tired of his impatience and threatening to kill them both. Nevertheless, the tension eventually faded, but then suddenly all of the glass inside the temple shattered, and a booming thunder-like noise overcame their surroundings, and in that moment they knew that the Fallen One was there. Thanos then noticed that his older counterpart was trembling with fear, which angered him, but King Thanos stated that he wouldn't get it because he's never faced a foe like this before. And that's when it's revealed that the Fallen One is actually an amped-up version of the Silver Surfer. After the Silver Surfer was revealed to be the Fallen One, the comics switched things up, explaining how Frank Castle became the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And basically, during Thanos' last battle against the heroes on Earth, Frank Castle ended up getting crushed by some buildings and was on the brink of death. But right before he died, he uttered that he would give anything to punish Thanos. And that's when Mephisto showed up replying anything. And so basically he traded his soul to Mephisto for a second shot at life as the new Ghost Rider. But because Thanos had wiped out everyone on Earth, there was nothing left for Frank to punish or avenge. He wound up roaming Earth for hundreds of thousands of years, with nobody to kill and nobody to love, causing him to lose his mind. He remained alone on Earth until one day when a battle-damaged Galactus came to Earth, begging for help from Earth's heroes because Thanos was after him. But to his surprise, there wasn't anyone left but Ghost Rider, who told him that Thanos wiped out everyone. So they made a deal. Galactus got to eat planet Earth, and in return, Frank got some of the power cosmic, becoming Galactus' new herald and the Cosmic Ghost Rider in the process. Together they were a legendary duo and able to defeat many opponents while in search of Thanos. But sadly it all came to an end when they met with him again. Thanos was easily able to put Galactus down in literally just one shot, and then after that he punched Cosmic Ghost Rider off of his space hog, telling him that because he can't kill him or be defeated they should join together, promising to show him more evil than he could punish in 1,000 lifetimes. Then the comic cut to present day where King Thanos, young Thanos, and the Cosmic Ghost Rider were being attacked by the Silver Surfer and the Annihilus Horde that he brought with him. But the Annihilus Horde was taken out very quickly after Cosmic Ghost Rider used a Hellfire explosion against them that was so big that it was seen from space, and King Thanos even thought it killed the Silver Surfer. But then the Surfer rose through the flames, telling Thanos that he'd been working. So Thanos asked what he was working on for so long, and the Silver Surfer said on becoming worthy, revealing that he actually had Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. After the Silver Surfer revealed that he was wielding Mjolnir, he stood above his opponents, preparing for what he knew was about to be the most difficult battle he would ever face. Within an instant, he charged King Thanos and struck the other two with lightning. They tried getting back up, but he knocked them back down, smashing Thanos with his board and sending Cosmic Ghost Rider flying after blasting him with the power cosmic. The moment after that, he continued the savagery, signaling Mjolnir back to him and using it to collapse the entire building on Thanos. Cosmic Ghost Rider tried answering back with his dual-wielded blasters while on a Hellfire surfboard, but the Silver Surfer was completely unfazed, proceeding to completely shatter Ghost Rider's skull and armor. After that, Thanos told Silver Surfer that he just unleashed something that he couldn't hope to contain, which is when suddenly out of nowhere, the Hulk burst out of the ground, sending the Silver Surfer flying all the way over to Lady Death's temple. After that, the Hulk tried blitzing him, but he was able to stop him in his tracks by grabbing him by the throat. The Hulk then started clobbering him over and again, but he was completely unfazed. The punches hitting him were so lethal that the Hulk's fist literally started bleeding, but Silver Surfer persevered until eventually calming the Hulk down enough for him to turn back into Bruce Banner, who immediately told him to put him out of his misery. The Silver Surfer felt so sorry for him, but reassured him that the chaos would all be over soon as he watched Thanos approach him. But then suddenly, in the worst possible plot twist imaginable, King Thanos snuck behind him as young Thanos was distracting him, and then stabbed both him and Banner right through the chest with the Twilight Sword, instantly killing Banner and badly injuring the Surfer in the process. And then the two Thanos just started ganging up him, relentlessly tearing him apart. He tried his best to stay in the fight, but after Thanos chopped his arm off, all hope was lost. They continued to batter him until finally killing him by literally squashing his head into Mjolnir's handle. After the Fallen One was defeated, young Thanos told his older self to take him back home, but then the two of them were seemingly hypnotized because none other than Lady Death herself was walking their way. Lady Death walked over to them and stands close to them, but refusing to get any closer, which irritated young Thanos because he believed that they did everything she wanted, but that's when it clicked in his head. King Thanos didn't bring him there to help him defeat the Fallen One. He actually brought him there to kill him, because until he's dead he can't truly be with Lady Death, and if Thanos was going to die it would be at the hands of none other than himself. So Thanos kicked off the battle, sending King Thanos flying with his eye-beams. After that it was all-out war. The two of them traded blow after blow without holding back. Blood splattered everywhere as they pulled each other apart, but eventually young Thanos gained the upper hand, snapping King Thanos' arm and then battering him onto the ground, where he proceeded to smash his face in over and over again. But then suddenly he stopped. King Thanos asked what he was waiting for, and demanded to be killed because he wanted to be with Lady Death so badly. So Thanos started strangling him, until once again deciding to stop. He realized that if he killed his older self, this is how the story would end no matter what he did in the past, and he didn't want to go out like this because he didn't want to become like King Thanos because he thought he was pathetic. He grew tired of Lady Death's games, believing that he lived to see the end of the universe and would be standing on his own 2 feet to face it. So he ripped King Thanos' broken time stone off of his neck and charged it with the Fallen One's corpse. But before going back in time, he told King Thanos that he would never become like him, promising to make certain decisions that would erase this specific outcome. Once he left, King Thanos proceeded to beg for Lady Death, but then suddenly he began to fade away, realizing that his younger self already did something in the past to erase him. Before he fully faded, he asked Lady Death what young Thanos did, and all she said was that he won. And that's when our final issue comes to an end. But if you want to know what Thanos did to erase King Thanos, don't worry, I won't keep you waiting. It's not really what Thanos did that erased his older counterpart. It was what Gamora did, because as soon as Thanos got back from the future, Gamora took his life by using a sword to take his head off. So yeah, Thanos went through that crazy journey in the past 6 issues just to come back and get one shot by his daughter.